It's Dave Johan once again for Punch Out Boxing. Pleased to be joined by Michael Hennessy Jr., aka Miguel. How are you, mate? It's been a while.
Oh, I'm good, thanks, Dave. I think it's changed now. It's not Miguel anymore. It's the choir boy. I've been hand.
Before we get into anything, what's that all about? Where did that come
Well,
from?
I was sat at Aaron McKenna's fight in back in March at ringside watching him fight and like on Sky, and Andy Scott said he doesn't look like a fighter. He looks more like a choir boy. So everyone has started calling me that now. So I think I'm gonna have to take that nickname.
Yeah, that's a good one actually from Andy Scott, the choir boy. I like that.
You know
Um,
what? At first, I wasn't too sure. I was getting the Mickey taken out of me, but I I've grown to love it. To be honest with you, I think it does suit me. So, and plus, I want to get away from the whole Miguel thing. I'm trying to jab, stab, move, and groove now, not get into any wars. So, yeah, the
yeah,
choir boy is.
new start. The last anyone saw of you in action was that fantastic card that Boxer had over in April last year, where Adam Azim produced what was a sensational knockout of Ryan Charlton. You were on that card, and then we haven't seen you since. What have you been up to, and what's and the reasons why really your fight's fallen through?
So, yeah, there has been a couple of fights falling through as well, but you know what? It's done me good, to be honest with you, because me and before that fight, me and Bradley Skeete, we were newly acquainted. Hadn't had too long together, although what we produced on the night was my best performance. I got the stoppage against the game fighter. Yeah, so there has been a few cards fall through that I was meant to be on. But like I say, it's done me good. I've been maturing physically and mentally. I've been learning a hell of a lot under the tutelage of Brad. Like I say, I'm trying to jab, stab, move, and groove, cover, cover, not not get hit as much. You know, learn the art of boxing, as mad as it seems, like, because I've been in this game for so long and I'm only just starting to comprehend the idea of hitting and not getting hit. So yeah, I've been learning a hell of a lot under Brad, and I'm really looking forward to trying it on this TM14 card. So
Yeah, it's
yeah.
it's around the corner now. I mean, in regards to your career, it's quite interesting actually because I followed you from the early days, as you're aware. Um,
Yep.
the whole stable of fighters from Hennessy Promotions, Channel 5 deal. It was yourself, Alex Dill Magani, Isaac Chamberlain, the McKenna Bros as well, um,
Yep.
River Wilson Bent. There were going to be big nights in Coventry. Um, it, it seems a bit weird now because it's almost, well, not weird, that's the wrong word, but it's almost as like all of the stable is kind of rejuvenated and restarting again. It's like a refocus because that was your platform. Now you're fighting on other platforms. What's that been like?
You know what? We do really miss like the Hennessy shows, the bubble, because we were all like a little family in there and boxing on the same shows, because there was like 3 or 4 shows a year on Channel 5 with Hennessy Sports. So we did all miss like all being on the same shows together. But um, yeah, no, listen, we've all not gone our separate ways. Like Hennessy Sports, we've been working really well alongside Boxer and Sky Sports on a few of their shows. A lot of our fighters have been boxing on their shows, and usually it's 2 or more, so it's not too far off. But yeah, no, we're all still very close, and like I say, yeah, like I say, we got, so it's now as part of the Hennessy stable. We got Tommy Welch, we got Isaac Chamberlain, we got the two McKenna brothers, Aaron and Stevie, myself, and then my mind's gone blank. I can't think. I
Savannah
think
Marshall,
that's.
undisputed champ as well.
Oh, of course, Savannah Marshall and Huey, but they sort of left Channel 5 and were
Yeah,
boxing on Sky anyway. Um, but yeah, so we're all boxing on, like, we're trying to like combine box on the Sky Sports shows now alongside Boxer on a few of theirs, and yeah, it's going really well. It's a massive platform, and yeah, it's going well.
you're on, as you mentioned, a TM14 cards. They're making a lot of noise at the minute on. I wouldn't say small hall, but I always call it a medium hall shows. They're always packed out. The Your Call. I'm going to be commentating on your card as well, which I'm really looking forward to. What's it been like working with John and Aaron and the team over there?
It's been great. They're real professionals. I like how you just described it. It's not like your typical small hall show. I've actually been to a couple of them, and they really put on a show. And it's almost like it's almost like one of the televised shows. I don't know how they do it, but they're doing a great job. And I'm very excited to be on it. I'm very excited to box on it, shake the rust off, and yeah, get a big crowd down there.
Yeah, I mean, it does remind me of one of the Hennessy shows, like back in the day, like Nielsen are doing it, TM14 Promotions, top tier. It's
Yeah.
almost like the nights in Coventry, Michael.
And you know what? I don't know how these like non-televised shows are doing it. Like these small hall shows, I'll say they're really putting on great shows and great productions. So fair play to them.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
it's creating a lot more opportunities for fighters on the small hall circuit as well. Makes it a bit easier to sell tickets.
It does. I mean, what kind of crowd are you bringing down?
I'm bringing a big crowd. I'm bringing all of Sevenoaks with me. So yeah,
It's going to be
I'm
loud.
really,
Yeah,
there's gonna be a great atmosphere in there, definitely.
good stuff. And in regards to your opponent, who is it? And I know this is a fight that's going to be keeping you ticking along. So it's fair to say as well that after this fight, we could ask you like what's next, because if this is a fight that's going to keep you ticking along, what is the plan for you to come out how many times this year, and what is the next step?
I believe the plan is for me to fight, including this fight here, 3 times before the end of the year. Like I say, shake the rust off with this one, and then hopefully 2 fights on big platforms towards the end of the year in step ups. But as far as my opponent for this fight, I know my team have got one. I believe they were looking for someone with a winning record. I'm not too sure what's going on. I think they've got one. I'm not too concerned about that. I'm just focused on myself and putting in the best performance I can. Um, and yeah, so hopefully come through this with flying colours and then on to the next on a big platform, hopefully.
It's quite funny actually. So I mentioned this to John, the promoter of TM14 Promotions. I don't know if he's mentioned this to you. The first time we actually met you was in Covent Garden in Browns.
He did mention, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that I think that was interview number 2 for him when we were working with the Boxing Voice. So,
Yeah,
so it's kind of
that's mad,
surreal
isn't
now. It's
it?
gone full circle.
It is crazy now unboxing on his show. Like it's madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a top guy, John. Though he's been very helpful, and I'm very grateful to be on his show.
And what kind of stuff have you and Bradley Skeet been working on?
You know what? Mostly just basically as simple as it sounds, like things like moving my feet and head after I've finished punching. Because I've always had that terrible habit of standing there and doing great work and then taking shots myself and making it a bit more even. So yeah, things like just boxing and also a bit of switch hitting as well. Brad was up with the Ingles for a good couple years there, and he picked up a lot of this switch hitting style. So we incorporate a hell of a lot of that as well.
Have you had much training and any sparring with the McKenna brothers? Because they're doing fantastic at the moment, and they're making some big noise, aren't they?
They're making a hell of a lot of noise, especially Aaron with that last performance, winning fight of the night. As well, like it was an incredible performance against a danger man. That kid will upset a lot of fighters. He was undefeated. I think it was something like 11 fights with 9 knockouts. He could have really been a banana skin because obviously Shaquille Thompson pulled out, not last minute, but like short notice, like 3 weeks ago, something like that.
Even that would
And
have been a good fight. Even that would have been
that
a
would have been a great fight. Yeah,
yeah.
to be honest, I was gutted. We were all gutted that one fell through. That's the one everyone was really intrigued by. But this guy came in and fair play to him. What a fight. They put it all on the line. Aaron showed his class when he was boxing, but he showed his heart as well, that he can dig deep when it gets tough in there and set a relentless pace and keep it up for 10 rounds. So he's massively announced his name on the scene. He's ready for a big step up very soon. And Stevie McKenna as well. We're just waiting to get him out soon. He's just been bulldozing everyone, so he'll fight anyone. They're both ready. Them boys are phenoms. And a bit to answer your question, no, I actually haven't. And it's funny you say, because I boxed a lot as an amateur growing up in Ireland, and me and Aaron were always, because we're the same age. Me and Aaron, Stevie's a bit older. We were always like 1 or 2, maybe 3 weights apart sometimes. but we've never actually sparred or fought, you know, which I'm not complaining about too much. But yeah, no, they're good friends of mine, Aaron and Stevie. They're top lads.
Um, when people see your name, obviously, you know, Mick Hennessy's son, there's
Yeah.
always this. I mean, Tim Tazoo's had it with his dad, Eddie Hearn, Barry Hearn. There's almost like this thing which is subconsciously people think, can the son be as good as, you know, the dad in whatever field they're going in? But you've gone a completely different direction, which is your boxing, and you know, you're not interested in the promoting side, or is that something that potentially may happen somewhere down the line?
Um, you never know with the future. To be honest, it's not really on my radar at the moment. I've seen the stress that my dad's gone through promoting over the years, and it doesn't really appeal to me, to be honest, because it's a very, very tough job. To be honest with you, I have big ambitions in boxing, so I'm just focused on that first. And to be honest, if I think there was any sort of role I'd like to get into after boxing, it would be more of a involved in the training side, as well as maybe managerial sort of role, what he's doing now, because he seems to be enjoying that a lot more. So yeah, I think the goal is to have a great career, boxing career, and then after that go into the training and managerial side.
He looked absolutely elated with Savannah Marshall's performance. Were you there on the night as well?
Unfortunately I wasn't. I stayed down here, you know, I've got a fight to prepare for myself, early night, taking things seriously. But yeah, they had an incredible night. I still watched it, of course, down here. Um, I thought Savannah done brilliant. I thought she put on a great performance. Franchon Cruz, you know, she came for it. You know, she came to put it all over Savannah. She wasn't really giving her much leeway, like room or anything. And Savannah done really well to, you know, come through and, in my opinion, win a clear points victory. She's now undisputed at super middle, is it? I think
Yeah,
it's super middle. She's undisputed now, so just sets up a massive rematch with Clarissa Shields, which hopefully they can get over the line.
yeah, that would be excellent. What did you make of the 95-95 scorecard? That was a bit of a strange
Yeah,
one, wasn't it?
to be honest with you, I was with my friends in one of my mates' pubs, and we couldn't really hear, like the sound went a bit funny, so I didn't realize that one of the judges scored it 95-95 until afterwards. And yeah, I was very, very surprised, because I thought it was a clear victory for Savannah. Don't get me wrong, it was a great fight, but
Yeah.
it was an entertaining fight as well. But for me, Savannah was the winner, hands down.
You're a PlayStation 5 man. I take it. Last time we spoke, a while ago, actually, we spoke about Call of Duty. This is going somewhere, by the way, as well. Undisputed, the new game's coming out
Yeah,
eventually. You no doubt you've seen that. Are you featured in it by any chance, or have you
I'm
had
not
anything to
featured.
do with it?
I'm not anything to do with it. I'm not featured in it. That's the goal one day. I need to step up so I can get on undisputed. So
We,
yeah.
we definitely need to catch up on that one. Yeah,
Definitely, I've become slightly less of a gamer since we last spoke, Dave. I think a lot of that was to do with lockdown. I actually bought a PS4 purely because of lockdown, because, like, you know, everyone was bored and all my friends were doing it, so that's why I started it. But I haven't really been playing it too much recently. I've
and
grown up a little bit.
I can't let it go. Canelo's going to be fighting Charlo very soon as well. I know you're a massive Canelo fan.
Yeah.
Some people have been saying, look, you know, Canelo's best days are behind him now, and this is coming into the end part of his career. How do you break this one down? Do you still think he is the man at super middleweight?
Um, Canelo. He's definitely the man, because it hasn't been proved otherwise. I do think he's on the slide slightly, because, you know, he's been a professional since he was 15 years old. He's boxed at that, and it's not like he's come along slowly. He's boxed at the highest level since he's been about 19, 20. So he's definitely on the slide a little bit. But he's still definitely number one in the division until proven otherwise. Although I do think, you know, it's the fight everyone wants to see, Canelo and Benavidez, isn't it?
Yeah,
I think
absolutely. Yeah.
if he comes through that, then that will, you know, solidify. Like, I'd say Benavidez is his main competition, basically. They're definitely the top two. So you'd have to put Canelo first at the moment, because, you know, his resume is a lot better than Benavidez.
And just going very finally back to your division, the middleweight division. domestically, I mean, you've got some fantastic names there. You know, your very own sort of Denzel Bentley will be commentating with me on the night as well. I'm not saying call him out, but what I'm trying to say is that, you know, domestically, it's a massive scene, isn't it? So in regards to those kind of names and your Hamza Shirazes and so on and so forth, is that the kind of stuff you're looking at? Is that further down the line for next year, is it? Or
firstly, I'm going to be boxing at super welter, so it's only for this
right, okay.
fight I'm boxing at middle, because you know, it's like, it's easy for me to make. It's a small hall show, or small hall show.
Yeah,
yeah, I'm not going to kill myself to make the weight. Not that I do with super welter, but it's a bit more of a struggle. So I'm focused on shaking the rust off. And then yeah, I'd love a big step up, maybe domestically. I have got a great team behind me, a very experienced team behind me, who are going to move me at what they feel is the right pace. So I'd be a fool not to listen to them, but I would like a nice domestic step up soon this year.
absolutely brilliant. Michael, it's always a pleasure, mate, from all of us at Punch Out Boxing. Have you got any final messages for the fans? And we'll definitely catch up with you on the 15th anyway.
Definitely. No, thank you for everyone, to everyone, for all the continued support. Follow the journey. Hopefully we make it onto Undisputed soon. That's the goal.
Oh, that'd be good. Cheers for that, Michael. Thanks for everything. We will catch up with you on the 15th live.
Top man. See you then, mate.